narrations. Their madhab is a very simplistic madhab. We believe in whatever came in the Quran and in the Sunnah, interpreted literally, can have an anthropomorphic connotation. A person can understand that Allah Ta'ala, a person actually can misunderstand from reading those one after another, that Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala has the qualities of His creation. And this is why He didn't just say, don't relate these. He was also angry. He was infuriated at the individual relating this. So it's not the same. If it just was this, these are weak. Well, anyone can say a weak hadith. This person just say, well, don't read that. These have so and so is in it, and so and so is in it, and so and so is in it. He didn't say it was weak, and he didn't mention weak narrators in it. He got upset that the person was narrating these hadiths one after another like this. So where were we? No, I'm just playing. So that was the methodology of Ahlul Hadith. The scholars later on, they had to learn how to refute the deviant sects. Why? Because they started to have influence on the khulafa. They started to have influence on the leaders of the time. And that's what led to Imam Ahmad rahimahullah ta'ala being tortured to say that the Quran is created, which he would not say. He wouldn't break. They couldn't break him on that. May Allah Ta'ala give him firdaus. They couldn't break him on that. They tortured him and tortured him and tortured him. But they were not going to break Imam Ahmad alayhi rahmatullah to say that the Quran is a creation, that the Quran is created. You see? So when they started to get into the ears of the leaders and lead to the torture of the Muslim ulama, they became a huge reason to understand what they are saying, to learn their illogic and refute it with real logic. So both of them had a time period, both of them had a context, both approaches were valid in their own right. There was a time and a reason why both of them were there. But later on, many scholars saw it necessary in Islamic schools to teach them more than only being from the Ahlul Hadith, because of the existence of deviant groups who could possibly come and mislead the Muslims with deviant ideas, innovative ideas, and take them away from the true understanding of Islam. So they did teach ilmul kalam, the science of theology, and refuting and defending the Islamic creed through using reasoning, using logic, using some aspects of philosophy that of course coincide with Islam. So it's not like a person's actually using philosophy on Islam. What a person's actually doing, they're refuting the philosophers. But a person can't effectively do that unless they know what they're saying. So then there are two levels. And that second level here in Philadelphia, that second level is becoming a need now for more Muslims to learn it. Not for necessarily every single Muslim to know it, but for more Muslims in Philadelphia to learn ilmul kalam, because in it is the defense of Islam. In it is the defense of the Islamic creed from people who come and try to talk in it while not saying it. That's what they're talking about. Because see, some people now, they say ilmul kalam is haram. Imam so-and-so spoke bad about this science. No one should learn this science. They said to learn that, to learn the sayings of the Greeks and the Romans and the non-Muslim nations and the Persians and all this is haram. Don't even look in their books. Don't learn their terminologies. All of this. Yet, at the same time, those same individuals, if not them, their scholars, are talking in the ilmul kalam day and night. But they don't call it that. So they want to be undetected. When they're talking about Allah Ta'ala making istiwa on the throne, necessitates Allah being outside of the universe in every direction. Because He's not in the physical world. He's out of the throne. He's out of the world. And if a person points from any direction of the earth is round. They realize, the earth is round. So if a person point up from China, up from America, up from Canada, up from wherever, whatever they point up, Allah is over them. Meaning that He really is truly, physically, He is over them totally. He encompasses them. He's all around them. Outside of the universe though. No Salaf said any nonsense like this. No hadith mentioned any blasphemy like this. This heresy has no isnad in any of the athar. So for a person to be from Ahlul Hadith and the athar and talk about this kind of stuff that didn't come in a hadith or in an athar because Ibn Taymiyyah said so, then that person's loyalties are very questionable, isn't it? So then, this is to be understood. People may talk about it without calling it that, so that no one can blame them or no one can criticize them for talking about issues that are outside of the scope of what their madhab actually claims to be. I wanted to, inshaAllah tabaraka wa ta'ala, briefly talk about the two imams, Abul-Hasan al-Ash'ari and Abu Mansur al-Maturidi, rahimahum Allah tabaraka wa ta'ala, so that we can get a recognition of them, inshaAllah ta'ala, and know some basic general facts about their life. Inshallah, I'm reading from a book that I bought when I was in Hadramaut in Yemen. It's called Aqeedah al-Imam al-Ash'ari, Madhab al-Sawad al-A'zam min al-Muslimin fi al-Usul. The creed of al-Imam al-Ash'ari, the madhab of the greatest group of Muslims in terms of the foundation, in terms of the principles of the religion. This was compiled by Sheikh Mustafa ibn Abdur-Rahman ibn Abdullah ibn Alawi al-Attas, published by Dar al-Usul al-Jumhuriyya al-Yamaniyya, Tarim, Hadramaut. Inshallah, I'm going to read briefly, just a little bit, from page 40, inshallah. Al-Imam al-Ash'ari, nasabuhu wa tarjamatuh. Al-Imam al-Ash'ari, his lineage and his biography. قال الخطيب البغدادي أبو بكر أحمد بن علي ثابت. الخطيب البغدادي أبو بكر أحمد بن علي ثابت رحمه الله تعالى says, أبو الحسن علي بن إسماعيل بن أبي بشر واسمه إسحاق بن سالم بن إسماعيل بن عبد الله بن موسى بن بلال ابن أبي بردة ابن أبي موسى الأشعري المتكلم صاحب التصانيف في الرد على المعتزلة والرافضة والجهمية والخوارج وسائر أصناف المبتدعة، وهو بصري سكن بغداد إلى أن توفي بها. Abu al-Hasan, this is his kunya. His name Ali ibn Ismail. His grandfather Ibn Abi Bishr. واسمه إسحاق. His grandfather's name is Abu Bishr, and his actually the kunya of his grandfather is Abu Bishr, and his actual name is Ishaq. Ibn Salim, Ibn Ismail, Ibn Abdullah, Ibn Musa, Ibn Bilal, Ibn Abi Burda, Ibn Abi Musa. So his lineage goes back to the well-known companion of Prophet, the well-known Sahabi Abu Musa al-Ash'ari radiallahu anhu. Al-Mutakallim, the theologian, Sahib al-Tasanif al-Raddi al-Mu'tazila, the one who has the compilations in refutation of the Mu'tazila, and the Rafidah, who are the Shia, and the Jahmiyyah, and the Khawarij, and all groups of the innovators, وَسَائِرِ أَصْنَافِ الْمُبْتَدِعَةِ. And he is from Basra, and he lived in Baghdad until he died there. وكان يجلس أيام الجمع في حلقة أبي إسحاق المروزي الفقيه من جامع المنصور. And in the days of the gathering for learning and study, he would sit in the circle of Abu Ishaq al-Marwazi, the faqih from the Jami' of Naysapur, the Jami' of Mansour. So basically they had a masjid there, and this is a halaqah that